My experience with Seed Lab has been... Hold on. I lost my thought.
Seed Lab has been wonderful. We feel like we really fell in with a group of people who care about doing good. Doing good, doing great, doing right by people. And this, we were deliberately staying on our own for as long as possible because we want to make sure that if we got in with investors or other people to work with, we want them to be people who care.
My experience every single Saturday is something completely different. I am able to learn about what is the value of a client, how you can reach to a client, what is the target, what's the market, things that before I never knew.
My experience in Seed Lab has been phenomenal. I've learned a lot of skills and techniques around entrepreneurship and business development, and it's really helped to guide and model what a successful business should be like.
Just the range of amazing things that people are doing as part of the Seed Lab and the help and support that we've got has kept us on track for continuing to push forward instead of just stalling as we were going. And what's been great about it, it's also pushed us outside of our comfort zone in many ways.
My experience in Seed Lab has been life-changing. The team in that program has helped me learn the foundational parts of building a business and being an entrepreneur. It has helped me build my confidence as a business owner and has taught me a lot that I wasn't aware or I didn't know yet.
So my experience at the Seed Lab has been very eye-opening. Previously, I wasn't really sure what a Hispanic, Latino, Indigenous business owner was going to be getting himself into, and I really imagined myself doing this on my own. But seeing the variety of people who are taking the time to develop their mission-driven businesses for their families, for the community, for people who look like me or who don't look like me, it's really inspiring. So to see a variety of people coming together to do something differently and to better their communities respectively.
In my experience to be in Seed Lab was a huge open eye. We have the passion, but we didn't have the knowledge.
I think the biggest business changing moment for me was understanding the business part of the business.
My experience as well, before coming into Seed Lab, I think we were thinking, we believe we were thinking big, and it wasn't big. We were trying to help, but I don't think the help we were providing was big enough for the need we have.
My experience with Seed Lab has been something that I didn't imagine that it existed. It's not only that they're teaching you and they're showing you ways to learn about yourself, about your business.
Definitely life-changing. It's been another degree. Honestly, it's been something that I've been searching for a couple years when I first started GANAS. I was looking for something like that. Didn't know it existed. There were a couple webinars here and there that other organizations have provided. However, I was looking for basically what Seed Lab offers, which is like walking every step of the way along with you to make sure that you succeed, connecting you with people, individuals, organizations you otherwise would not have been connected with, to make sure the organization becomes a success. So I'm really grateful for that.
It's been exactly a year ago when many of you were here listening to and learning about the entrepreneurs that graduated in 2022. My name is Mihai Patru, and I'm the Executive Director of Caravanserai Project. For the next 2 hours, together with the Caravanserai Project Board and our team, we will be your host, and also share with you the work that Caravanserai Project has been doing with 12 amazing entrepreneurs. The questions that we got most often is what Caravanserai is. And 5 years of explaining this. I think the easiest way of explaining what Caravanserai project is and what a Caravanserai is to ask you to think of a space, a platform where entrepreneurs from startups to more advanced businesses get business support, from workshops to long-term training, as well as funding. Now that you have that image in mind, it is easier to understand what a caravanserai is. A caravanserai used to be a place where travelers, caravans, traders were seeking refuge. It was a place where they were exchanging goods, sharing knowledge and information, and then continuing on their journey. Like that, Caravanserai Project is a platform supporting entrepreneurs along their journey. At Caravanserai Project, we have supporting travelers, literally the entrepreneurs, and turbocharged their ventures since 2016. Over the last 2 years, we have supported hundreds of entrepreneurs, provided thousands of hours of business technical assistance and funding of over $1.5 million. And we could not have experienced that growth without our partners that from early on have believed in us. For example, Wells Fargo, California Office of Small Business Advocates, Inland Empire Community Foundation, Union Bank, Employment Training Panel, to name just a few agencies. Our entrepreneurs, mostly women, drive the economic environment today. Most of them come from underserved communities in the Inland Empire. But every one of them is an example of how entrepreneurship is equally crucial, not only at individual level, but also when it comes to the communities they are part of. Achieving personal financial independence, economic mobility, and personal wealth does not happen in silos. It directly and positively impacts the entire community by creating jobs, supporting other businesses around these ventures, creating safe spaces, and empowering others. It also demonstrates that dreams can come true, regardless of the country we immigrated from, the gender of the person we love, the color of our skin, and how thick our accent is. We have seen that in every entrepreneur graduating from our programs, and you'll see that tonight. Tonight we are here to celebrate 12 amazing entrepreneurs who over the last 8-9 months have been growing their ventures as part of Seed Lab Pre-Accelerator, a program that Caravanserai Project has been offering since 2018 in partnership with UCR Extension. You will hear unique stories, but also learn about innovative solutions to challenges that our communities have been facing for generations. Your presence here is the first step towards supporting them and equally validating their efforts. The entrepreneurs and our guests tonight are change makers and social innovators in their own right. And I don't think we could think of a better change maker to open our event tonight than the Palm Springs Mayor, Grace Garner, the first Latina to lead our city. Mayor?
Buenas tardes. Oh, I love that. It's wonderful to be here with all of you tonight, and specifically for this 2023 Palm Springs Pitch Competition for the Caravanserai Project. I recently learned about Caravanserai and was just so excited and motivated by everything that I was hearing. And so when I was invited to be here tonight and to even speak, I thought, absolutely, I have to be here. This is where so much excitement and change is happening in our community, and I want to be able to support you all on this journey. Tonight, there's also a specific focus on women entrepreneurship. Women entrepreneurs bring different perspectives, insights, and ideas to their businesses that can help drive growth and innovation. They often prioritize social responsibility when running their businesses, leading to more solid community engagement initiatives that benefit those around them. They often serve as mentors and are to other women entrepreneurs, creating relationships that can build networks that can further the success of all involved. By creating these networks, women are connecting and building strong communities that will benefit not only their businesses, but everyone around them. This is particularly important for women of color because we know that small businesses and entrepreneurs have been longtime wealth builders in our country. They are the ones that build generational wealth, and we want a part of that. The growth of BIPOC businesses create opportunities to spur these communities' economic development and prosperity and move closer to closing the racial wealth gap. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, California has the third highest percentage of BIPOC-owned small businesses in the country. 39% of our small businesses are owned by BIPOC individuals. I'm so grateful that Caravanserai is here helping to build this network of entrepreneurship and business community right here in Palm Springs and our Coachella Valley. Congratulations to all of the entrepreneurs who are here tonight, whether you are just beginning your journey or already have a thriving business. I'm so glad that you are here and sharing it with all of us. You have such incredible talents, and you are bringing all of that to our community, and we are forever thankful for you. Thank you so much.
My name is Stephen Bennett. I'm chairman of the board, and I love it when a politician can say Caravanserai correctly. It's very special for us. But I think Mihai did a good job explaining what that name means to us. Our speaker who's on the program is arriving in a few moments. We're probably going to delay her in the program a little bit, but I wanted to fill in and give you guys in the back time to sort out that change for a second. And I would like to make one quick comment. We started this program, as Mihai said, in 2018, and we had a supporter who supported us in our first years that underpinned our work, and I'd just like to call them out, and it's Paulette Brown Hines and the Irvine Foundation. And they were so supportive, and Paulette's here, and her playwright husband, Kirby Hines, are here, and we just want to do a quick shout out to you guys for making this thing survive in the first difficult years. I'm going to turn this over back to Mihai, and when Director Terilyn Gray arrives a little later in the program, we would love to have you hear from her for a moment or two. So I'm going to step aside and let Mihai go on with the program. Thank you.
Okay. I guess live events are surprising, and we also have an audience watching us online. We know that entrepreneurs, organizations, for their success, it takes a village to be able to continue on their journey. And Caravanserai project is no different. Stephen mentioned some of our very, very early supporters. Today's event is no different. And we wouldn't be here without our sponsors. A lot of them are dear friends. They've been with us since very, very beginning. Eisenhower Health, Fogelson Family Foundation, IHP, our dear friend Jeremy Hobbs and the Western Wind Foundation, John Monahan, a social innovator and individual supporting a lot of the social innovation happening in the Valley. Luca Realty Trust, Ted Briggs and Ted Jarvis, Desert Health Care First Bank, Didi Towery and John Gregoire, Cardenas Foundation, and Visit Greater Palm Springs. Thank you again for your support and all the trust that you put in us. Last week, a group of about 15 senior entrepreneurs, investors, and philanthropists met with our entrepreneurs and provided feedback and suggestions to their pitches. Later today, we will announce the Judges Award. We also need your help and invite you to vote for the entrepreneurs whose pitch you like best and help us choose the Audience Voting Awards. My colleague, Director of Program, Bradley Chargualaf, will explain the voting process. Bradley?
Everyone, thank you all for coming out. I just want to explain the voting process that we're going on today. So if everybody could take out their phones, it'll be an extremely simple process. All you have to do is text CP 2023 to that number 22333. Again, it's CP 2023 to 22333. You'll receive a response. Letting you know that you're in, and that's all you have to do for right now. We'll have some later instructions on how to vote when the time comes after the pitch presentations. Thank you all so much. We'll leave the slide open for a minute or two as everybody's kind of texting in and getting set up. Thank you.
No, you go.
Is it still recording?
We're gonna be going back and forth.
Awesome.
So you're gonna be speaking?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm gonna just move this. There you go. So look at me. Yeah.
I can tell you these things.
A wow moment was when I was able to read you guys' mission, and I was able to see other people that they didn't have to speak English to be there.
What's been great about it, it's also pushed us outside of our comfort zone in many ways. Shoot, this right here is something that we've presented to people. We've been up on stage.
A moment that comes to mind that I think was pivotal in my business journey was one of the sessions. We were just like workshopping our mission and vision with the entire team, and we all took turns kind of presenting what we've created and getting a lot of feedback from everyone. I think it was really comforting to hear and see everyone's rough drafts of their missions and visions. So I think kind of gave me the confidence to not feel so like I was behind or I didn't know what I was doing. I found it really helpful, and I think it helped push me to kind of lean into more of that uncomfortable, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna do my best. And I have really good support and really good community. And I found it really helpful. It was one of my favorite moments of the program.
So the game changer for me came in two parts. Number one was getting really good feedback from not only the other investors and entrepreneurs in the program, and taking that positive feedback and expanding my practice to now Anaheim and Long Beach, where I'm currently looking for a studio. I never would have done that if I didn't believe that Leela's Skin mattered, or if I doubted myself in any way. So that, again, that confirmation and that affirmation that this is something, and it is valuable, it's more than just my idea and my passion, but can actually manifest in the world. That definitely was a game changer. And number two, having that community around me of entrepreneurs, especially Hispanic entrepreneurs, who were getting up and doing something about what they didn't see happening in the world, that I could be a part of that as well. So definitely the expansion was a game changer, but also the community was a game changer for me.
I think the biggest business changing moment for me was understanding the business part of the business. I think I understood my role and the education that I needed from a medical or from a client perspective, but understanding the business itself, the finance, and all the other parts that go into running a serious operation are really what made the difference for me.
I think one of the biggest impacts was the question I think Carolina asked. What is the pain you want to solve?
The wow moment for me was differentiating what my target population was. And so really describing that my target customer and my beneficiaries could really have those two different values. So the business model canvas that we did was really impactful for my business.
Peace. I'm wearing all the hats right now, so let me describe what I mean. But what it means to me personally, meaning peace, where it's like, I can breathe. I have a direction now. I have someone that knows the steps. I have someone that helps guide me, and that has honestly brought just a sense of peace in knowing that we are headed in the right direction and we got this.
The pivotal moment for me in this program was when I started having conversations with both Mihai and Steven, and they allowed my imagination to just run wild. For me, my business, it was just me and my business. And then I started to imagine all the possibilities. I started thinking about conferences that I can create. I started thinking about the number of people that I can reach. I started thinking about so many different ways in which my business could go. And before that, I just thought it was just me, my business doing presentations. But now my business can go so much further away, so much farther than I could ever had imagined.
Let's start. Our first entrepreneur that will share her venture with you and her efforts started this business following a successful corporate career. And she decided to finally follow her passion. Gail Herring.
Thank you, Mihai. Madam Governor, maybe that's a foretelling. Madam Mayor, family, friends, and guests. My name is Gail Herring, and I am the founder of At the Table Wellness. The mission of my company is to recognize and normalize the conversation around menopause for women of color and underserved communities. I use coaching and education to do that. I know it's not the most popular conversation, but many of the women in this room will agree that we did not learn very much from our mothers. Right now in the United States, about 96 million women are of menopausal age, and the prediction is that about 1 million more per year will be part of that elite group. About 12 million of those women are Black Americans. And as a former diversity professional, I know that Black women have traditionally been underdiagnosed and have not the same level of care. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a health care problem. Women experience physical and emotional, seen and unseen symptoms that can often be misinterpreted. There are solutions. As a personal chef for over 15 years and a certified health coach for individuals for the past year, and based on a lot of the customer research that I've done, I have learned that women not only want, but need this information. My goal is to offer women support through a mix of media so that they can partner with their healthcare providers for the optimum support and self-care. So you may decide, it's free, I can pull it up on the internet anytime I want. Well, you can, but it would take a lot of time and a lot of research to read through what is true and what is false. I've spent countless hours researching this issue, and I have curated the most reliable and up-to-date information that will help women to grow. With a grant from the California Dream Fund and a considerable investment of my own personal funds, I truly believe women deserve this information. As I continue to grow, I may need funding in the not too distant future. It's a good opportunity to get in on the ground floor. But right now you may ask, how can I help right now? And the answer right now for me that is most important is to find mentors, especially in the area of marketing. I believe in this program and its benefits. I'm still working to perfect my program, and my goals for the near future are clear. They are specific, they are measurable, they are attainable, they are relevant, and they are time-bound. I welcome time to talk to you in further detail about this opportunity, but as a personal chef and a health coach, I know that the best conversations happen at the table.
Thank you, Gail. That was amazing. Our next entrepreneur is not only a soon-to-be Seed Lab graduate. She's also the newest member of the Caravanserai team of instructors, as her venture brings a unique approach to financial management. Dr. Guadalupe Buitron.
Imagine this. You're 14 years old. You're standing outside the pawn shop, waiting for your dad to finish selling some family jewelry. He comes out, you look at his face. On the drive home, you can barely hear your parents in the background, brainstorming different ways to make ends meet that month. You, 14 years old, look out the window in despair, your 14-year-old mind anxiously running through your family's financial circumstances, trying to find a solution. That's the first time you feel powerless in your life. My name is Dr. Guadalupe Buitron. I am the CEO and founder of The Financially Capable, a financial wellness venture located in the Inland Empire. Our mission is to empower first-generation young professionals, college students, and people of color to heal their relationship with money, improve their financial well-being, and build generational wealth. As a certified financial social worker and financial therapist, I am no stranger to the stress and anxiety that financial instability can produce, nor a stranger to the lasting impact that it can have on one's life and overall well-being. Our experience while we navigate economic hardships, like living through a recession, living in poverty, or more recently, living through a world-changing pandemic, impacts and plays a role in how we think, feel, and behave around money. At The Financially Capable, we have a unique approach. We go beyond financial literacy to focus on the psychological, emotional, and behavioral side of money. We do this by helping you identify your values and your beliefs around money and how those values and beliefs impact the way that your financial behavior, in the hopes of helping you improve your financial habits and your financial management. We do this by helping you process traumatic financial experiences like losing a home through foreclosure, filing for bankruptcy, having crushing amounts of debt. With the goal of helping you overcome the emotional and psychological barriers that might be keeping you from achieving your financial goals. Our services range from individual financial therapy, group financial therapy, to financial wellness workshops and programs. Our services are offered in Spanish and in English. And since our launch in 2022, we have received a tremendous amount of support from the initial business investment through the California Dream Fund and the Employment Training Panel, to capacity building support through the Association of Financial Counseling and Planning Education and Kaplan's College of Financial Planning. Our plan for the next 5 years is to bring financial therapy services to the Inland Empire. To make this happen, I need your help. The Financially Capable is looking for partners who are wanting to do their part in promoting financial wellness and who are committed to empowering their staff, beneficiaries, their community. Partnership is essential as we work towards building our capacity to provide financial therapy services to the Inland Empire. My name is Dr. Guadalupe Buitron. I'm the CEO and founder of The Financially Capable. Join me in focusing on the psychological and emotional side and aspect of money in order to empower a community to heal their financial past, transform their present, and build a bright financial future. Thank you.
Thank you, Lupe. When tech innovation is coupled with social innovation and it takes place near us in the Inland Empire, we did not think twice about supporting from the land. Please join me in introducing Dr. Gina Oliver and Richard Hutchison.
Food is love, and STEM is my power. Growing up in a large Mexican-American family in San Bernardino, we would always gather around food. I was taught that food is love and is what brings people together and connects people from all walks of life.
And we all got to eat. But 8 million people right here in California live with food insecurity or do not know where their next healthy meal is going to come from. That is 1 in 5 people in the largest agricultural state in the US. Where is the love?
My name is Dr. Gina Oliver, and I am a first-generation college graduate, a National Science Foundation fellow, and scientist.
And I'm Richard Hutchison, a patented engineer and scientist. We saw this problem and thought, hey, we could fix that.
We were the founders of From the Land, LLC, an agricultural technology innovation startup based in Yucaipa, California. And we created From the Land to best use our power in STEM and our community involvement to create new technologies, then get that tech into the hands of more people to grow more food locally, because food is love. Our mission is to create a network of our patent-pending indoor vertical microfarms, which we're calling our littlest big farms. We want to provide a support platform to connect farmers to tech, to other farmers, and to new markets. Indoor vertical agriculture allows us to grow lots of food using less land and water. Awesome. But current indoor systems use way too much energy and are far too expensive. Our technologies are better.
Our littlest big farm blends design with low-tech building materials alongside high-tech sensors and automation to create environmentally responsive, highly energy efficient indoor farms. Think Adobe mud huts meets NASA technology. Since 2019, we have bootstrapped and fundraised $150,000 from family, from a USDA SBIR grant, and from the California Dream Fund, so that we could build this very first Littlest Big Farm MVP, in which we've been growing mini livestock as a protein source for local customers, pet stores, and also local zoos like the Living Desert Zoo and Gardens, who we've been serving since 2020. I want you to imagine that these are going to be in the backyard of any small farmer, or even your own backyard, as you could be a small farmer. And with these Littlest Big Farms, you yourself could profit $10,000 a year just for 10 hours of work a week.
To accelerate building this network, we are asking for support, connections, and introductions to people that can expand our mission's reach in the US and abroad, and in mentors that believe in us and our mission, because food is love. Thank you, From the Land.
A small team but mighty, the co-founder of GANAS are located in the Coachella Valley, Marta Barragan and Maria Martinez.
Imagine your son has trouble breathing. he has a fever, he's vomiting. You take him to the doctor and they're like, yep, he needs help. Obvious, right? Well, now imagine you observe your son with some developmental delays. You go to the doctor and they use their x-ray vision and say, he's fine. No evaluation is necessary. So you head home, worried, feeling like a failure. What now? I'm Marta Barragan, and together with Maria Martinez, we co-founded GANAS. I have 2 kids with special needs. For them, that means autism, ADHD, asthma, and type 1 diabetes. I'm also BCBA, and that means I have a master's and I'm certified to provide behavior therapy and teach new skills. I have worked with the Hispanic Latino community for many years before starting this nonprofit, GANAS. At GANAS, we aim to improve the quality of life of the Hispanic Latino community with special needs and their families by focusing on each member of the family unit. And we envision a world where equitable opportunities exist for these families to live to their fullest potential. Right now, 17% of the Hispanic Latino community will be impacted with an intellectual or developmental disability. And that's about 240,000 families in Riverside and Imperial County alone. These families are often also the group least likely to connect with medical, educational, and regional center services. They're often moving from crisis to crisis in a constant state of anxiety and have no prevention plans. But GANAS is changing that narrative. Through my evidence-based expertise, we developed an individualized advocacy curriculum to help parents advocate, and it's offered in English and Spanish. And since 2019, we have seen an increase in engagement of our parents and provided 1,200 plus hours of one-on-one consultations, of webinars, and small group supports. And since November of 2022, we began to also focus on the siblings. So we provided a space for the brothers and sisters to feel seen, heard, empowered, and have fun. That has been the work of a 2-person team. We are tiny, but we are mighty. And by 2028, we are going to expand our advocacy program to include the sibling and the individual. And we're also going to provide behavior therapy, which will sustain those individual advocacy programs and allow them to remain free for these families. So how are we going to get there? Well, currently our financial and collaborative supporters include the Department of Developmental Services, also community foundations, as well as regional centers, among others. But we still need help. So we ask that you invest in us by making a donation that will help us continue and expand our great works in the Valley, and also invest in families to help them reach a potential they didn't know was possible. I'm Marta Barragan, parent, professional, co-founder of GANAS. Thank you for your time.
The 3 words I would use to describe the program would be thoroughness, variety or diversity, and just a lot of learning, overwhelming learning.
You're gonna learn every single day something new. It's an amazing opportunity that I took, and I encourage everybody to take the chance to learn something new every day.
Supportive.
Change the world.
Motivational.
It was really informative. I was able to collaborate with the professors, the people that I've met, the mentors. It really gave me a guidance because as a Latina first generation Latina college graduate, that's not modeled necessarily in our community. So the business aspect of it really helped to develop something that could be successful.
3 words I would use to describe the program Seed Lab, it would be, for me, how it would be growth. It would be a foundation for us. That's what it has, growth, foundation, and I don't know, community. Those are the 3 words I would use to describe the program.
I would say this program has been a confirmation, number one, that everything within me did matter. All of my ideas were good. I'm not crazy. So that was definitely a good feeling to feel confirmed and affirmed, I should say, through the program. Secondly, I would say gathering in the sense of community. Because again, I did feel like I was going to be maybe by myself a bit. So seeing different people come together, that sense of gathering, that sense of community was really important to me. And 3, I would say expansive, to feel like I know more people now in business and in entrepreneurship.
Challenging, provoking, accountability.
Was a huge open eye. We have the passion, but we didn't have the knowledge.
It's just hard to put it in a few words because it has given me so much. It has allowed me to dream of things that I wasn't dreaming about before.
I guess now it's my time to describe the next entrepreneurs in 3 words. If I were to describe the next venture and entrepreneurs, the first words that come to mind are power team. Please join me in introducing Isabel and Javier Torres.
Almost 7 million people in California are disabled. 37% of them are Hispanic or Latinx. 30% are diagnosed with learning and intellectual disabilities. We are
Isabel
and Javier Torres, Ives Torres Foundation, a nonprofit organization. We have 3 children, and our youngest son, Ives, was born with Down syndrome. In this process, we encounter lack of information for Down syndrome, no guidance, and limited Spanish resources. Furthermore, lack of empathy. That give us the courage to actually learn more about his disability. And with that, Lisa.
Yeah, when we enter the path of disability education, nothing is easy. We face so many challenges. Ives, our son, was always our guide. We were able to educate him in the most inclusive environment with his typical peers. Now that he's an adult, we face new challenges. The system stops educating him according to his abilities and interest. In Ives Torres Foundation, our vision is equity in education and services for Hispanic families with a loved one with disabilities.
Our goal is to empower and improve the quality of life of individuals with disabilities and their families as well, by providing access to resources, information, and education that promotes their full participation in society. We are working to create supporting communities that celebrate diversity and promote equity, where everyone is valued and respected.
We develop programs that give people with disabilities the opportunity to become productive and active members of the community, and the parents the tools to achieve this. Although we launched only in 2020, we have experienced fast growth. In 2023, we estimate to work with 1,000 families and support them with 2,000 hours of direct support. This year, we were entrusted by the Department of Developmental Disabilities Services to expand our programs in the Inland Empire and Central Valley. This $225,000 contract validates our programs and shows the huge need of our work.
By 2026, we aim to impact over 12,000 families. And any investment you make in Ives Torres Foundation will support to meet this ambitious but attainable goal. The biggest challenge is making sure that we have the right and solid infrastructure to serve our beneficiaries. We need to hire more people, and we need to have the appropriate facilities to do this. We are working to scale up our programs, and your support will help us obtain unrestricted working capital of $225,000. To assure continuity of the mission, we want to emphasize that we are investing in people that can and should be fully sufficient, independent, and engaged citizens as well, living a full life to the best of their abilities, and no contribution that you can do is too small, and remember, they are tax deductible. Because if it's not all of us together, then who? And if it's not now, then when?
Thank you. Gracias.
Thank you, Isaiah and Javier. Many people are not comfortable around horses, but the next entrepreneur is only comfortable around hundreds of horses. Dr. Araceli Ramirez.
Hi, my name is Dr. Araceli Ramirez. My connection with horses began as an adult. I did not grow up around horses, nor did I have experience with horses until I was in my own journey. I had to overcome anxiety and depression, and I was challenged to navigate the mental health system. I was introduced to Petra, a 3-year-old half-Andalusian mare, who, like me, had her fair share of anxiety and trauma. Petra helped me to become a better person, face my fears, and create peace and happiness. In my work, adolescents are often described as defiant, impulsive, withdrawn, and angry. It is no surprise that by age 17, 15% of adolescents will have experienced symptoms of anxiety and depression. Yet they face an 11-year delayed onset from symptoms to treatment. This delayed onset of treatment directly impairs social, school, family functioning, economic, and health outcomes as adolescents, and through adulthood if left untreated. Some barriers to this and obtaining mental health services is mental health stigma, proximity to services, and financial limitations. Hello again. My name is Dr. Araceli Ramirez. I am the founder and CEO of Join in Action and Ride, a for-profit, mission-driven business that provides equine-assisted services to underserved youth. I'm a first-generation Latina college graduate, a bilingual marriage family therapist, a certified equine-assisted psychotherapist, a doctor of social work, and a devoted horseback rider. My area of expertise is on increasing equine-assisted services for underserved youth and decreasing mental health disparities among Black and Brown communities. Working with horses has proven to help build confidence, communication, social skills, trust, academic performance, self-worth, and improved interpersonal relationships. The skills learned in working with horses develop commitment, grit, respect, and work ethic. Join in Action and Ride is located in Riverside, California, and we serve its surrounding Inland Empire communities. Our mission is to provide equitable equestrian services
that fosters social emotional development and reduce mental health disparities with the focus on Latinx and African American youth. We provide personal development, learning, horsemanship, and skills development. We offer group and individual writing lessons, therapeutic writing, groundwork, and seasonal and summer camps for youth. With the help of California Dream Fund and Seed Lab totaling $20,000, this summer, 2023, we're launching our first summer camp program to serve our community. Again, I am Dr. Araceli Ramirez, founder and CEO of Join in Action and Ride. Today, I invite you to help build a community of wellness and build social emotional healing for youth, families, and their communities. Today, I invite you to share the benefits of equine assisted services with your community. Today, I invite you to learn about equine assisted services by following, subscribing, and referring to our social media following to our youth of our community. Thank you.
The next entrepreneur, there is only one word to describe him, a storyteller, Jona Herrera.
Greetings, everyone, and peace be with you. Thank you for the two of you that did that. My name is Jonathan Herrera. I am the CEO of Leela Skin, but you can call me Jona. Now, I am the descendant of proud immigrants from not only Mexico, but also South America, Ecuador specifically. And if you know anything about us, you probably have already interacted with nuestras medicinas already. So I'm talking about those beautiful ingredients, the rich cacao, the gentle vanilla, avocado, everything that we enjoy in our foods, we can also apply to our skin. And that's part of the heritage and the legacy that we as Latinos, and specifically indigenous people, whether we know it or not, we all carry. And that was the basis of really why I started Leela Skin, was as an invitation for us to remember who we are, where we came from, and all that the land provides to us. Now, before Leela Skin was actually a skincare company, I was just a skincare junkie. I was a teenager making his own organic skincare products in his kitchen sink. So I began studying nuestras medicinas, our medicines, and learning how to formulate with them because I wanted to offer the world something better. I took my very first paycheck to Sephora, and I didn't see anybody representing who we were, our stories, our culture, our language, anything about us. And I thought, that's something that I can do myself. That's something that I can bring to the table. And in 2022, I put that all into practice by opening up my very first skincare studio. I had received a skincare scholarship from Dermalogica, and I was able to begin my very first skincare studio in Upland, California. And although these ingredients are native to Mexico, they benefit everybody. Everybody that came in, they all left with the same thing, a candlelit glow from within. Whether they were older or younger, whether they were Hispanic or not, didn't matter. Everybody came off the table with a really beautiful candlelit glow from within. Now, I continued, and one of the most impactful things was realizing that my business could be successful so quickly. Most businesses do not break even until their third year. I broke even within my first 6 months, gaining back the $6,000 investment that I made in Leela Skin. And in the same year, I continued and won $10,000 from the Caravanserai project. And that's when I began my first formulation into the cacao mask, my very first formulation. And looking at the organic skincare market, I knew that I could be the best with all my experience, my intuition, and my will to succeed in a very competitive market that is set to double in size from 10 billion to 21 billion by 2030. A market where 16% of all transactions in skincare are made by Latinos alone. And a market where 63% of consumers all agree that they would prefer to buy their cosmetics from a company with a mission. And for me, that mission, that vision is to create one of the first and the most successful Indigenous-owned legacy brands. One of those brands that does last 25 years, that does give back to its community, that does inspire people to do better for themselves by showing up for themselves correctly. And my projections for Leela Skin are the following. So by fall of 2023, Leela Skin will launch the cacao mask for purchase at leelaskin.com and opening for skin therapy services in Long Beach, California. I would also like to bring Leela Skin to the Palm Springs area and have services available here very temporarily and just have fun with you guys all here. And with my first formulation in progress, mentorship and funding are extra important. Specifically, mentorship involving marketing and distribution would be the most helpful. And now to everyone listening here today, I want you to know that Leela Skin is more than a skincare brand. She is an invitation to ask ourselves where we come from, who we are, and how we show up for ourselves by choosing the best our lands have to offer. Whether we are Mexicanos, Chicanos, Latinos, Latinx, we all carry the legacy of indigenous ancestors. We built pyramids and we mapped the universe. And it's time that a brand steps forward honoring our heritage with curiosity to connect to the mother that we all share, the planet. Unapologetically indigenous y con mucho, mucho, mucho amor. Leela Skin, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jona. Lady Milla Bernasconi is not only a very successful entrepreneur, she's also an entrepreneur that is changing the way childcare businesses are run and childcare business owners are doing business. Lady Milla Bernasconi.
Hola, hola. Once upon a time, there was Maria, a single mom, who was excited to open her childcare. She put her soul and passion into her business. However, she realized that it wasn't easy. It was not a fairy tale. She couldn't get clients. She couldn't maintain a stable income. She couldn't communicate with the parents due to the language barriers and other challenges. She was frustrated and she wanted to give up. Just like Maria, there are thousands of childcare owners who feel the same way, and that's where we come in. Hola, my name is Lady Milla Bernasconi, and I am the founder of Mrs. Leidy Business Academy. After working in the childcare industry, I noticed all the lack of resources and support for our community, especially for those who don't speak English. So I took action and I created Mrs. Leidy Business Academy. Our mission is to provide resources and knowledge so providers don't have to face those challenges. And I forgot. There are so many problems that childcare goes through. One of them is all the things that they have to do. As a provider myself, we wear many hats on a daily basis. We can be teachers, nurses, coaches, we can be cheerleaders, chefs, and more. On top of that, we have to focus on the business aspect of our childcare. There is a lot to do. But what Mrs. Leidy brought is solutions. And we have 3 solutions. One of them is that we offer a personalized program and trainings and resources and business planning and financial management support. Second, we offer an easy-to-use curriculum so providers don't have to stress out during the weekend. And last, we offer a network support group with updated information from a community of experts in the field. And how we do all that, there are many types of revenue that we have, and one of them is we have a digital store where we offer 85 resources in Spanish and English so providers can edit and use it and communicate with the families. We also offer educational curriculum, and today that has a subscription model, and our goal is to reach 100 subscriptions by the end of this year. And last, we have our YouTube channel where we have 285 trainings, and they are all free. So you can get from how to open a childcare all the way how to open a preschool in your home. Our vision is to help 100,000 providers in the next 10 years. But what makes us unique? What we offer to the childcare owners is trust, professionalism, and the most important, success. And that's what makes us unique from our competitors. But I cannot do this myself. I need you to help me to spread the word and let every childcare owner in your network know that there is hope, that there is the light in the tunnel, and we are here to help. My name is Lady Milla Bernasconi, and I invite you to join me in this journey to make a difference in the world of early childhood education. Thank you.
Well done. Our next entrepreneur, I've been thinking of words of describing her. And once you listen to her story and learn about her business, there is a long list of words. But I decided to choose only 3: energy, compassion, and determination. Mayra Barragan O'Brien.
In 2010, the immigrant community came together to advocate for a Clean Dream Act, which is a path to citizenship. Back then, there was this chant that brought us together, that invited us to come out of these shadows. And this chant was, undocumented, unafraid, undocumented, unafraid. Unfortunately, it didn't pass. It's been over 10 years, and there are still over 11 million undocumented individuals living in the US. Some are still undocumented and unafraid, while others are undocumented, but very much afraid because of the lack of opportunities that they're provided and because of the additional barriers that they have to overcome. And of course, understandably, this impacts their mental health. Hi, my name is Mayra Veronica Barragan O'Brien, and I am the founder of UndocuMental Health, an organization created to destigmatize mental health in the immigrant community through the unique lens of someone who is both an undocumented individual and a mental health provider. We share this information through storytelling, presentations, workshops, and consultations. And in the past, we actually started in 2020. And since then, we have collaborated with over 50 unique institutions and the organizations in the US, including California, Illinois, and Wisconsin. And you see, we also serve over 2,000 individuals on an annual basis, and we reach over 50,000 individuals on a monthly basis through social media. And in the past 3 months, we have reached over 300,000 individuals. Now, our revenue streams include pay-for-service, contracts, partnerships, and grants. And one of the partnerships/contracts that I want to highlight tonight is the one that we created with Immigrants Rising. We created a very unique project, and this program is the only one in existence in the United States. This program allows undocumented individuals to accumulate hours towards licensure while they receive a stipend. And this is a huge, huge, huge success, because before that, undocumented therapists, after graduating, needed to volunteer 3,000 hours so that they could become licensed clinicians. And mind you, yes, UndocuMental Health is a one-person show, but it is not a one-person effort. It is actually a collaborative effort. It is a collective effort. And because of that, my ask for you is threefold. One, I want you to let organizations and educational institutions know the services that I provide. I want to help them to increase and to improve the resources that they provide for the immigrant community. Number two, I want you to please stay connected with me as UndocuMental Health transitions from a for-profit organization into a nonprofit organization. And number three, I want you to let the world know that undocumented individuals can feel fear, but we're not powerless. I want you to let the undocumented community know that even though it feels lonely, that they're not alone. That I, Mayra Barragan O'Brien, founder of UndocuMental Health, is here to walk with them in this journey. Thank you.
How about our amazing entrepreneurs, right, everybody? Let's give them another round of applause. They've been practicing for months, especially these last couple of weeks, and I know a couple of them were really nervous, but I mean, they absolutely did an amazing job tonight. So now we have to do the impossible task of picking one of them, right? So let's get on with the voting. If you didn't catch the instructions at the beginning or didn't have a chance to get set up, here they are up again. All you have to do is get your phone out, text CP 2023 to 22333. You'll receive a message that you've joined our session and are ready to vote. And we'll show the options on the next slide. And everybody, go back. You also have them at the top of the slide as well. And you have the instructions on this brochure that you received as well. You should receive a message saying that the session has started, that you've joined Caravanserai Project session.
Okay. The voting will be open for a while, so we'll come back to the announcement and the letters. And now it's the big moment. SeedLab Pre-Accelerator is here today also because of the trust we have received from the beginning from our partners at the University of California, Riverside Extension. In 2019, SeedLab has become a UCR Extension Specialized Certificate, which means that our fellows are also graduating from UCR Extension. Please join me in welcoming Associate Dean Annette Webb.
Good evening, colleagues, community members, special invited guests, and SeedLab graduates. My name's Annette Webb. I'm the Associate Dean at UC Riverside University Extension, and I'm really excited to be here tonight with all of you to recognize and celebrate SeedLab participant success. First, I want to thank the Caravanserai Project for being such an outstanding partner, and I would like to specifically recognize and thank Mihai Patru for his collaboration and innovation in working with UCR University Extension. It has really been our pleasure. Thank you. It has really been our pleasure to be part of Caravanserai's initiative to support mission-driven entrepreneurs along their journeys, and to be able to offer a University of California social entrepreneurship, engagement, and development certificate. It's important for me to share with all of you about the University of California's standard of academic excellence that is embedded within this program. This certificate, along with its courses and instructors, are rigorously reviewed and approved by the UC Riverside Academic Senate Committee. This committee is comprised of faculty from across the campus. By aligning Caravanserai's objectives for a strong entrepreneurship education and mentoring program with the academic quality and rigor standards of the University of California, participants who complete this certificate have achieved a high level of theoretical and practical knowledge. This makes them strong assets to the communities in which they live, work, and serve. Participants, you are to be congratulated for your hard work and your dedication to advancing your ideas, education, and careers. And it is my honor to recognize the certificate graduates this evening. And so we'll now call each participant by name to come to the stage to receive their certificates, and we'll ask that you remain on stage so that we can take a group photo. And Mihai will help me with the name reading, so thank you.
Gail Herring. Dr. Guadalupe Buitron. Dr. Gina Oliver and Richard Hutchison. Marta Barragan. Isabel and Javier Torres. Dr. Araceli Ramirez. Jona Herrera. Leidy Milla Bernasconi. And Mayra Barragan O'Brien. We'll take a picture, yes. Yes, we'll give them after her presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, I'm glad for that little break. I was in tears. It's been a very dear 8 months. You may not know this, but starting with COVID, we started teaching online, and it really it helped us expand our audience and our participation and made it much easier for them. And so we've continued to do that. And for many of the graduates tonight, it's the first time they've ever met in person. So there's a lot of hugging and kissing going on back here. So it's my pleasure to introduce Director Tara Lynn Gray from the California Office of Small Business Advocate. I want to tell a quick story. I'll make it very fast, I promise. A few weeks ago, our entire staff and one of our board members, Armetta Parker, we all went to Sacramento to meet our elected officials, to understand how it works, to present who we are as people and as a group of workers to do this. And we asked to meet with our funders. And of course, the California Office of Small Business Advocates are the ones who fund and created Dream Fund, which all of these people benefited from. We also do a lot of coaching and mentoring, and that's paid in a matching grant from the same organization called TAP, Technical Assistance Program. A number of you here in the audience helped fund us in that matching grant, and this was the benefit, or the payoff, the investment. But we asked to meet with our funders, both in different agencies, and we did that with the California Office of Small Business Advocate. And Director Gray said, yes, please come in. We got there, and all of us were sitting around, and it was just Tara, Lynn, Gray, and us for 2 hours. And a few things happened. She quickly erased that fine line from us and them. She taught us and talked to us about how to learn and grow together to make our graduates more successful. She talked about how to make sure we build through equity and inclusion. And we talked about how to build mobility for everyone in a community on a community level. It was the most amazing 2 hours we'd ever spent as a group, and we walked out amazed that we had met and spent time with the director. She knows a lot about this. She's an appointee. It's actually a very important role in our economy and what's happening in California. But she understands it deeply, as she was raised by a grandmother, partly at her beauty salon, and she knows what a woman of color does to build an enterprise. She came to the position after creating the Fresno Black Chamber of Commerce. And you may not know about it here, but it's a significant organization that really fostered one program after another to build small businesses, to build people's dreams in inland California. She knows the challenges of inland California. Tonight, all of our graduates benefited from the programs that her and her staff who are here dreamed up. Obviously, it was legislated and funded, but they built some programs that we think changes the future of California. And I hope that she and her staff that are here, all three of you, see the strength of your vision for California in these folks who presented this evening. So I want to introduce and have come to the stage an advocate, an author, a change agent, a speaker, and a church girl. Tara Lynn.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Stephen. I greatly appreciate that. And it is a true story. I am a church girl. And I don't make any excuses for it. Buenas tardes a todos. I feel like this is a moment here. It's not often that we get to do work that is as meaningful as the work I saw on this stage this evening. And we spend a lot of money in my office, $5.3 billion over the last couple of years. And I have to say, I see a significant return on investment in this room tonight. This is Small Business Month. It is my favorite month of the year. So happy Small Business Month to everyone in the room. It was officially proclaimed a Small Business Month by Governor Newsom on Monday with a special proclamation saying so. And it is the time of the year that my staff, which by the way, in the last 2 years has grown from 5 to 20 folks, we get to travel this beautiful state celebrating one of my favorite institutions, and that's small business. We get to honor particularly inspiring success stories like those we heard tonight. We get to recognize our partners who are doing the work. I always say that technical assistance is a ground game. You have to have your feet in the street. You have to meet entrepreneurs where they are. That is how we deliver services. That is how we share with folks who have a dream that they can indeed see that dream realized, that they can take care of their families, that they can send their children to college, especially those that are first generation college goers. So thank you, Mihai. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Caravanserai Project, for the invitation to be here this evening, but more importantly, to get to be a witness of the important work that you guys are doing. Amazing. We are adding to the 4.2 million small businesses in this state, one at a time, every single day. And I cannot be more proud of being a part of that work. I call small business an institution, and it may sound a little strange, but I want to tell you why. There are other institutions like the presidency, the Supreme Court, state government, right? Educational systems. And we know how great they are, and we know the impact that they have on their communities. I promise you that the phrase small business does indeed mean something specific to everyone. Something with strong cultural and emotional connotations. Frankly, something visceral, right? Something that hits the heart. And this idea is supported. Anybody ever hear of a little polling company called Gallup? Yeah, I heard somebody start to clap over there. Well, that little company does a survey every year. They've been doing it since 1973. And they ask the American people whether or not they trust, have confidence in, basically on a scale of 0 to 10, but really only 2 questions. 1, I have a great deal of trust, or 2, I have no trust at all. In 1998, they added small business to this survey. And guess which institution is most trusted in America? Yep, small business. Small business and the military trade off. And this year, it's small business again. 68% of Americans reporting that they have a great deal or quite a lot of trust in small business. That's 4 points higher than the next institution on the list, which is the military, and 23 points higher than the third position, which is the police. Exactly. So in an era when sadly confidence is eroding in institutions, small business continues to inspire our trust. And I'll note, the pattern is clear. When we say we trust small business, what are we really saying? We are saying that we trust the people that are operating in our neighborhoods. We are really talking about mom and pop, family owned and operated. We're talking about folks who are usually operating in a single location, frequently restaurants, small retail, and personal services like your hairstylist, right? So maybe when we say that we trust small business, it's because we're imagining people we know, people who know our names as well. You know, kind of like Cheers, somebody knows your name. Yeah. Well, I say that trust in our small businesses is not necessarily tied to their business outcomes either. It's not whether they are good business people. It's not about the economy. It's not about the economy at all, right? Even though small business does provide nearly half of all private sector jobs, 2/3 of all net new jobs in our economy. It's because they are like you and me. It's because at the height of the crisis, the very moment that state and federal governments were spending billions to help small businesses survive, trust in small business hit the highest point in history of that poll, 75%. So we trust small business even when they are most vulnerable, even when their doors are quite literally closed. So if it's not economic, then it must be something else. Why we trust small businesses. So for the first time in 3 years, frankly, the first time in this role for me, I can officially say that the COVID-19 pandemic, public health crisis is behind us. The governor, yes. Governor ended the state of emergency in February, and we'll probably spend the next 5 years or so trying to fully recover, and maybe another 10 after that, trying to figure out what we learned from it all. But I can tell you what I think right now. As I travel the state this month and recognize and applaud individual business owners, I believe the biggest lesson of the pandemics of 2020 was not economic at all. It's our collective recognition of the importance of small businesses as cultural institutions and their owners as community leaders. Dare I say, the folks that we saw present tonight exhibited courage and leadership in representing their communities here this evening. We share a tangible sense of the relationship of these businesses to all of our communities, right? They're a part of our physical landscape, and they are very much so a part of our emotional landscapes. And to me, that's the proof, right, that their importance to our sense of well-being only grew during the shutdowns when they were absent. So I think we can conclude that small businesses do for their communities. They don't just exist in their communities. We think that they provide better customer service, better quality products, that they treat their employees more fairly, that they are more transparent about where they source their goods. And we think that they put our needs as consumers first. And even when one small business is maybe not such a good actor, we really don't hold it against all the others. We feel good when we spend our money at a business that's owned by a neighbor, at a business that employs another neighbor. We see them, we know their names, they cut our hair, They sponsor our kids' little leagues and scholarships. And if they are friends or family, we lend them money because we trust them. So I just want to close with this. And I really wish I could walk with this mic because I want to tell each of the entrepreneurs this evening, I see you. Jona, I see you. Dr. Araceli Ramirez, I see you. Isabel y Javier, I see you. Gail, I see you. Leidy, I see you. The governor sees you. The legislature sees you. And we are proud of what we see. Never stop dreaming. Never stop reaching. You are undervalued no more. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, so we have a few certificates of our own from the Office of the Small Business Advocate inside of the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. And I guess we'll do the same. We'll call the names and have everybody come up, line up exactly the same way. All right. Actually, Mihai, do you want to, we'll do it all. Why don't you call them in and then I'll present it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Gail Herring, the founder of the At the Table Wellness. Dr. Guadalupe Buitron, the founder of the Financially Capable.
Awesome.
From the Land, Dr. Gina Oliver. The co-founder of GANAS, Maria Martinez. And the co-founder of GANAS, Marta Barragan. Isabel Torres, the co-founder of Ives Torres Foundation. And the other member of this dream team, Javier Torres.
Thank you.
The founder of Joining Action and Ride, Dr. Araceli Ramirez. And our storyteller tonight, the founder of Leela Skin, Jona Herrera. The founder of Miss Leidy Business Academy, Lady Milla Bernasconi. The founder of UndocuMental Health, Mayra Barragan O'Brien. before we announce the two awards, I would like to invite to join us on stage the president of the Western Wheat Foundation, Jeremy Hobbs.
Thank you, everyone. I get to play a lot of roles in my life with the Western Wind Foundation, as a board member of the Inland Empire Community Foundation, and I was also a trusted supporter, I would say, of Caravanserai Project. And as all of you who've been here, who've seen these phenomenal young entrepreneurs, at least new entrepreneurs, one of the important parts I think that Caravanserai does is to eliminate in some ways the distinction between a for-profit and a non-for-profit organization, in understanding that financial security is key. Nothing happens unless there's a black line at the bottom of the chart, whether it's a for-profit or a not-for-profit. And we have lots of people who are mission-driven, but they have to have a great sense of financial wherewithal, and it's an important part of what Caravanserai does. One of the things I get to do at the Western Wind Foundation is to support a lot of nonprofit organizations throughout the Inland Empire. And today, I wish I could give a grant to everyone who came up here, because I think they're all phenomenal business people and entrepreneurs, and I think it would be a tremendous investment. But I can do it with 3 organizations today. I can do it to the existing Ives Torres Foundation and to GANAS. And I can make a pledge to UndocuMental Health that when it transitions from a for-profit to a not-for-profit, each of them will receive a $5,000 grant from the Western Wind Foundation for the fine work they do. So I'm very happy to do that. And the last thing I'll say is, I hope as you leave tonight, it's been a jam-packed few hours, but I hope as you leave, you think about what each of the people who are up here are doing. We've got people here who are dealing with children and people with autism who need assistance to move forward in their lives. We've got other people who are moving people. It's about elevating people. It's about helping build these communities that we talk about. That is indeed what small business does, whether it's for-profit or not-for-profit. So I hope we've heard, all of us sitting in this room, what so many of these issues. In another project I'm working on, I know the emotional struggles that children are dealing with right now coming out of the pandemic. And it is a disastrous problem. It is a real problem. It's not an off-in-the-sky, airy-fairy problem. It is a real, on-the-ground problem every day. And it's even greater for students of color, for Black and brown students who are dealing with the confusion and the complexity of what living with this COVID pandemic did to us. So I hope you will all support these organizations who are here today, and also think about how we can bring other things and other assistance to the organizations that are so doing this important work throughout our community. So thank you. I'm happy to have done this.
Thank you, Jeremy. And finally, we have the results of your voting. But first, I would like to announce, as I mentioned earlier, a week ago, we had senior entrepreneurs, philanthropists joining us and providing feedback to the pitches that, an earlier version of the pitches you heard today. And the team that was the judges decided to win the Judges Award is From the Land, Dr. Gina Oliver and Richard Hutchison. And the winner of the audience vote is the founder of UndocuMental Health, Mayra Barragan O'Brien. want to say a few words?
Just to finish off, what I said is, I'm not looking for recognition. I'm not looking for people to recognize me or to recognize my work. What I'm looking for is for my community to thrive. I'm looking to provide resources for my community because my community deserves to live a happy life. They deserve to have a life full of dignity, and that's all I want, and that's what I'm looking for through my business. Just to elevate my community and to provide services for my community. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. I feel like I've lived a very privileged life. I always had a lot of food, and my family gave me the ability to go and pursue my dreams. And I found science, and it completely changed my world. And what From the Land is for is when you don't have food, you're not able to go and chase those dreams. And I want to thank everybody in here, and I especially want to thank my family for giving me that opportunity so we can go and help more people live out their dreams. So thank you.
Let's be the Inland Empire.
Thank you. Before we invite all the entrepreneurs on stage, I would like to thank again our sponsors. And without them, this event would not be possible. Without them, the work of Caravanserai project would not be possible. Their work is about supporting entrepreneurs in the Inland Empire, supporting social innovation, supporting business innovation. As Dr. Gray mentioned, it's not only about this small group of individuals. All these investments in social innovators, in social entrepreneurs, is reflected in the community. Thank you again for all your support and for trusting Caravanserai project. And we are recruiting. We'll start recruiting for another group for the 6th cohort of Seed Lab Pre-Accelerator soon. So hopefully we'll see all of you in 12 months in the same venue. But I don't think there is a better way of thanking you for coming here than inviting our 12 entrepreneurs back on the stage and give them another round of applause.